Hi, I'm Marcia. Barbed Wire News Clothing is my trademark, my baby. Established in 2005, I had the slogan, "Fear is the root of all weakness," written on a yellow curtain blind since 2001. A nature lover, diving into fashion as a designer, the label produced organic options in the streetwear threads range almost straight away. Eco-fashion has always been a priority of the brand. The label has an initiative which donates funds for the purposes of a better world, a movement of kindness where Barbed Wire News, even when struggling to make a profit, has made donations and paid it forward to organisations and movements which we consider are aligned with our A Better World initiative. My business journey relates to the Phoenix in many ways. Brand Barbed Wire News has been established for 18 years, though now more broadly known due to public human rights activism. It took 10 years for Barbed Wire News to break into the market in a major way, even though we advertised with Triple J, sponsored numerous sporting events and sporting personalities as well, establishing whilst I was reporting negligence and abuse in government disabled care definitely held the brand back. Barbed Wire News has been subject to much disruptions and setbacks influenced by government departments with the intention to stop the brand success altogether. Therefore, the government has felt that suppression of my brand would suppress the criminal negligence and inevitably would stop the exposure of that criminal negligence if the brand did not exist or succeed. The phoenix is an immortal bird that cyclically regenerates. It's every setback that has drove me forward immortally with my brand, and I have turned each obstacle into a momentous achievement. The story behind the brand, Barbed Wire News, an autobiography which is global, highlights that and highlights the many times that the brand has risen from the ashes. From malicious and intentional damages, acquisitions, and severe defamation, to corporate fraud and theft committed by organisations like National Storage, which were aimed to disrupt my business altogether, have been one of the many challenges that we have faced and overcome. For me, as a woman in business, I have risen from the ashes after the most humiliating, taught, endurable false incarceration. In an attempt to permeate a lie in a life-threatening, baseless allegation which damaged myself and brand Barbed Wire News. I quote, "It is difficult to imagine for a person who is otherwise generally a law-abiding citizen a more humiliating experience or a greater shock to one's equilibrium than being forcefully deprived of one's liberty for even a relatively short period of time in circumstances which are entirely unjustified. This is all the more where the curtailment of liberty is accompanied, as in the present case, by the detained person being handcuffed and marched through a crowd of onlookers and then incarcerated in a police paddy wagon, locked into a cell at the police station and fingerprinted and photographed as a criminal. Not surprisingly, the whole experience must have been both humiliating and highly embarrassing." Now, that is a quote regarding incarceration torts, which sums up exactly how I felt and basically exactly what I went through. Anyone who knows me knows that I've never been a prostitute, I've never been a criminal, I'm not associated with any organised crime, and have had a national police clearance since the age of 16 years old, had numerous government positions and countless significant life events which have made these accusations and allegations irrefutably false. Yet in 2022, after assisting police with some of the most gnarly incidents in Mount Gambier district and reporting some of the most vile police corruption in Sapole and Victoria, I was incarcerated illegally by VicPol, assisted by New South Wales Police and the AFP Police. Actions of malicious intent that police under AFP Commissioner Reece Kershaw, Sapole Commissioner Grant Stevens, VicPol Commissioner Shane Patton, and New South Wales Police Commissioner Mick Fuller, outgoing Mick Fuller. They were clearly on the same level to cover up police's use of prostitutes, which includes children. Rising from that, being pushed to the refuge of suicide as a whistleblower, targeted irrefutably, I think is probably one of the worst types of oppression as well as disruptions to business and life that you can suffer and can never be justified. Incarceration over text messages, which were acknowledged by the courts and the judge as not worth incarceration, under a circumstance of maladministration, I would hope that nobody would ever have to have that experience again. So leading into advice that I would give for anybody going through the same, I do sincerely hope that this extraordinary attempt to cover up government bodies and their crimes is never repeated. If so, I can proudly say that my autobiographies can guide you through such dark times. Plausible deniability is a dead option for government. With the technology that we have and the records that we keep, you can prove a cover-up. My favourite quote goes without saying, "Fear is the root of all weakness." I'm a big fan of the old do what is right, not what is easy lifestyle, and most definitely embody a few of Marilyn Monroe's quotes. Imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. A wise girl knows her limits. A smart girl knows that she has none. I'm selfish, impatient, and a little insecure. I make mistakes, I'm out of control, and at times I'm hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. Best of luck to all the nominees.